I have thank you for asking me to keep this presentation. I have, as usual, too many slides for the time I have reserved, but I try to give main ideas of this interaction between reindeer herding, forestry, and land use, and what it's changing, especially in Finland, and then how it affects reindeer herding. But anyway, if you look at Finnish reindeer herding area in Finland, then it's divided three different kind of areas, and 30 northernmost districts form Sami area, and then these also belong to the special area where is certain kind of status in land use, stronger status than other area. And around 1/3 of the land area is formed by the reindeer herding area, and it's quite large, this area. But if you go to reindeer pastures, and this is the main topic of my research, and I have looked how the amount of lichen pastures affect the amount of or density of reindeer, and it seems that there's this amount of lichen pasture affect considerably how much there can be kept reindeer. This data was before the time when there was intensive feeding started in Finland, but it seems that the optimum amount of lichen pastures, ground lichen pastures, is 25–30% of the land area. And how this lichen pastures and old growth arboreal lichen pasture affect reindeer, this is old data also, and it seems that both of them affected, for example, body weight of calves and carcass weight of calves. That the more there was available this kind of, or the more there were reindeer this kind of pasture types, the lighter calves were. And also arboreal lichen, amount of arboreal lichen per land area affected how stable or how balanced was a calf person. That the more there was available arboreal lichens, the more balanced were calf person. But what is the present vegetation and division of most important winter past types? That in the mountain area with this reddish and the violet in this map, there is a lot of this kind of ground lichen pastures, but not so much old growth arboreal lichen pastures. In this forest Lapland, which form this area, is then there is also quite much ground lichen pastures and also arboreal lichen pastures because of the very big conservation areas. But in the southern part, there is not much this kind of pasture types because of there is a lot of mires and different submesic and mesic forest types. And also arboreal lichen pastures are not so, there is not so much anymore because of the forestry. And here you can see the division of land. If we look at the conservation areas, most of the conservation areas are located in northernmost Finland and in the mountainous area. And the whole reindeer herding area is owned by 64% are owned by state, and in this area. This area is state area is divided that 28% is conservation and 36% in other land, and then there's a private land is 36%. But if we take forestry and land use especially, then they are most intensive, of course, or practiced in coniferous forest area, and this forest, coniferous forest, form 48% of the land area in the reindeer herding area. And the division of this land is that 61% is owned by state, and only 17% are now located in conservation area. And most of the state land is in this coniferous area is outside, and there is a practiced forestry by the state. And also private land, coniferous forest land, there is a 39%, and there is also intensive forestry. When what has happened in the pastures during last year, then there is a clear reduction of lichen according to our pasture inventory. We have over 600 sites where we have monitored the amount of lichen on lichen pasture, and the trend is clear. But what is the reason for the reduction of lichen? And of course, when we first think the use of lichen pastures, reindeer herding and grazing, of course, is which affect both amount of lichen and also in the mountainous areas the structure of mountain birch forest and the regeneration of them. But in this woodland area, coniferous woodland area, of course, all this forestry has been intensive nearly 100 years already, and there is a clear reduction of old growth forest, and what is also affected, of course, there is a different kind of effects by forest harvesting residue and preparation and blocking of site, which means that there's a change in ground vegetation, and later when this cultivated forest grow, then there's changes in light and moisture condition. And finally, of course, there has been occurred large-scale change in forest structure and vegetation. And I will present later the analysis, more detailed analysis. But the situation is now that there is most of the woodland area, this coniferous forest area, is formed by the fellet and sapling and stand areas and young cultivated forest. And if we look at the other effect of forestry, then there is this large-scale draining of mares and bogs, which also affected in reindeer pastures, mainly in summer pastures, but also partly in winter pastures. And then there's a lot of land use, and this kind of land use is formed by different kind of activities and infrastructure, and around 25% are somehow covered or disturbed by different kind of land use. We have made this kind of inventory also. That it fragmented pastures, but also reduced pasture. But what is the reason for reduction? For example, ground lice, and we analyzed in last pasture inventories, and it was because of course the more there were reindeer, the less there was lichen. But there's an even stronger effect, this kind of way of the use of the lichen pasture, that these lichen pastures which were located in summer or earlier pasture were much more heavily grazed or deteriorated than those lichen pastures which are located only in areas which were used in winter only. But lichen biomass was also affected the type of the lichen pasture, that old growth and mature pine forest. The lichen biomass was highest there, and all this kind of cultivated forest type there was less, and also in the mountain areas it seems that it was less lichens. Then there's also that the amount of old growth forest in the whole area of the cooperative land area affected the lichen biomass. That the more there was old growth and mature coniferous forest, the higher was also the ground lichen biomass. And also we made not in this inventory but earlier inventory same analysis, and in these results we published it in regional environmental change journal, and also it seems that the amount of land use and infrastructure affected lichen biomass on reindeer pastures. And this is only slide from Swedish situation, and there has been also studied the changes is in the best ground lichen pastures, and it seems that there's a they have decreased 71% during this period, and the reduction is explained best by the change in forest structure, and not reindeer densities do not explain or explain very not well this reduction, and this is because of the forestry has changed and there's a lot of forest under 60 years old.
2.5 minutes left, Jouko.
Yes, this seems that in Finland there has been compensated this reduction of pasture and deterioration by intensified feeding, but it seems that it has been stabilized somehow in the level. And my conclusion, of course, there is a lot of things which affect the state of pastures and the reindeer husbandry. And this feeding and intensified management method has been way to adapt this. But feeding has raised cost, and the state of pasture also still affect the productivity and profitability of reindeer herding. So more comprehensive and more sustainable management plans, measures, and politics for reindeer husbandry and general use of the pasture environment are needed. This is such session only, and I have to end now because my time is end, I guess.
Why don't you put the